Heartstopper 2 is slowly approaching, and with that, more information is resurfacing. So what can we expect from the continuation of the show? Heartstopper is one of the most streamed shows on Netflix, which isn't surprising as the love between the protagonists captured the hearts of the fans. It was simply inevitable that Season 2 would be greenlighted. What's more, there's still too much original material which wasn't explored by the show. Heartstopper is based on graphic novels by Alice Oseman, who is also the screenwriter for the show. Alice ensures that the time that you spend watching the show will be time well spent. The fans can remember Nick Nelson and Charlie Spring got their happy ending at the end of Season 1. They were able to spend a day on the beach in the presence of each other, and later they kissed in front of their classmates during the Truham Higgs Sports Day. Many things were left unanswered, ready to be explored in the next season. The sweet, innocent love Nick and Charlie feel is something the fans are craving to see more of. But those sweet moments rarely last, and Netflix might try to break our hearts while watching Season 2. Let's be honest, whose first relationship went without a hitch? According to the official synopsis released by Netflix, in Season 2, Charlie and Nick will try to navigate their brand new relationship. Kit Connor, who portrays Nick, said, "Alice has got some amazing scripts for us. It also feels cool and fresh. It's a different vibe to Season 1. According to the creator, the next season will be based on Volume 3 of the novels. However, the book doesn't have enough material for the whole season, which means that there'll be a lot of new stuff that wasn't already introduced in the novel." The second Heartstopper novel takes the students to France, which we'll also see in the show. A photo from France was shared where we can see Nick and Charlie wearing summer outfits and sitting at a table in Paris. If the second season follows the books very closely, we'll see Nick speaking French with his father, which will leave Charlie blushing and gobsmacked. As Kit's character is very skilled in French, he had to learn some of it in real life too. After Season 2 was announced, Kit received a lot of teasing from the fans and many memes followed. Besides French-speaking Nick, there are a lot of possibilities for a character study of the friend group. But Season 2 will include some heavy topics explored in the novels. The creator Alice Oseman said, "I definitely want to be bringing in the themes of mental health, because that's something that's really important in the books." According to her, it was a challenge to write about dark topics because the show is supposed to be optimistic and joyful. But as it was already teased, the show won't shy away from the issues. Joe Locke, who portrays Charlie, said in an interview, "Charlie goes on more of a journey. His story's a bit more mature, which means that we'll get to see Charlie's struggles with eating." The issue was hinted at in Season 1 as well, where Charlie said that he doesn't feel hungry. However, it seems that this plotline will go even deeper. Besides eating struggles on the show, it will also look at Charlie's anxiety and self-image, which will impact his beautiful relationship with Nick. His struggles will get serious enough that Charlie decides to admit to Nick and his family that he struggles. They help him to find professional help. And so it's not often that this kind of storyline gets shown in media, and there's a danger that Charlie will be reduced to a protagonist with issues, which is simply not true, as there are good things going on in his life as well. And the issues are only one aspect of his character. It's important for Heartstopper to pull it off. Even with the problems the couple will face, Kit stays positive. He said in an interview, "I think that it would be lovely, not just to act. Also just to see as well their relationship just sort of get stronger and blossom." The new season won't be only dark and serious, that's for sure. One really short video shows the two protagonists desperately hugging while Charlie has a big smile. We were already introduced to Nick's mother, who's portrayed by Olivia Colman, but this is supposed to change in the upcoming season. According to Kit, Season 2 will explore his family. In the graphic novel, Nick has a homophobic older brother called David Nelson, who might make Nick insecure about his sexuality. From the promo photo where Nick sits next to Ben, the fans can feel the tension between the two boys. Ben was secretly having an on and off relationship with Charlie in the first season. He didn't want to acknowledge his sexuality, and he was using Charlie as an experiment. That resulted in a confrontation with Nick, who, as a knight in shining armor, came to save the day. But Ben might cause trouble for the new couple in the next season out of jealousy. Their love might trigger some negative responses in him. There's also a chance that he'll get through an identity crisis, but comes to terms with himself and makes peace with it. What's more, Netflix teases changes in Tara and Darcy's lives, which doesn't sound very promising. Tara and Darcy's relationship is one of the most popular ones in the show. They have a strong love between them, which might be envied. But something will go downhill. Maybe the creator is referencing the France trip, which will probably have many angsty moments. In the novel, Darcy gets really drunk on Tara's birthday and calls herself the worst girlfriend. What's more, Darcy's family is homophobic, and the young struggles with her own identity and her relationship. The girls will have their fair share of issues, but let's hope for a happy ending for them. It's a shame if the relationship was destroyed. Another storyline which will be explored in Season 2 is the story of Mr. Ajayi. He is one of the most beloved characters who helps Charlie with figuring out his feelings. We don't know much about him for now, but Oseman teased that there's a new relationship in the show on the horizon, and it's going to be Mr. Ajayi and a new teacher, Mr. Farouk. It's said that the duo has an interesting thing going on, a friendship, which will become something more. It'll be amazing to see another relationship blossom. Season 1 teased another relationship in the making which concerns childhood friends Tao and Elle. The duo has a friendship which we might be jealous of, but there was a spark between them, and now they will need to decide if there's a possibility to be something more than just friends. The last time we've seen them, they skipped the sports activities to hide in an abandoned classroom. There's a moment of truth that passes between them, but they're not brave enough to confess their feelings. Yasmin Finney, who portrays Elle, says that there are many things that happen around Elle that the fans aren't ready for. One of those things could be the relationship between two friends who'll become something more. What's more, Elle will be more confident and will surround herself with people who elevate her as a person. The opportunity for the duo to get together might be the trip to France, and Paris in particular. They might not want to pass an opportunity to confess their feelings in one of the most romantic cities in the world. But we'll have to wait a little bit more for the development. Imogen Norwood, who portrays Imogen, one of Nick's friends and the only girl in their friendship circle, claimed that their character will grow as a person as she'll put herself above the boys and start to take care of herself. Which is good news. It wasn't easy for her pining after Nick, even though she was very supportive of his relationship with Charlie. Imogen was one of the characters who was developed just for the show, as she doesn't have a comic counterpart. The fans can't wait to see more of her and her shenanigans. Who knows, maybe she'll become a more permanent part of the newly formed friendship group. Heartstopper makes a point to be as representative and as diverse as possible. Sexuality is a spectrum, and we'll get to explore it with the characters. Isaac, portrayed by Donovan, is another important character in the show, whose storyline will be expanded in the upcoming season. The fans might remember him from the first season when he was always reading books and being a companion to Charlie, Tao and Elle. He doesn't have much to say, but when he has got lines, they were always comforting and gave Charlie hope. Heartstopper is a very inclusive show, but some things still weren't discussed, like asexuality and aromanticism, which include people who have little to no bodily attraction and people with little to no romantic attraction. This will be a major plotline in Isaac's story. The author is a romantic asexual herself, which makes the inclusion even more special. Besides the trip to France, the students will face another challenge, a prom. With that comes many responsibilities, one of them being a promposal. Romantic gestures are inevitable, and we can look forward to some sweet moments. We need the answer to who's going to be the first one to ask the other to the prom. Will it be Nick or Charlie? Concerning the release, Netflix finally made a statement. The filming of season 2 started in September and was completed in December. Netflix shared the news with a photo of Kit, Joe and Alice, who's holding a clapperboard with the sketch of Nick and Charlie. While filming was finished several months back, the editing has taken some time, but Netflix gave us some amazing news this week. We'll return to the characters and their story on August the 3rd, which was set as the release date of season 2. So, are you ready for Heartstopper season 2? Let us know in the comments, and thanks for watching.